guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to write an introduction. I want you to follow the structure that I'll show you in the introduction you're writing in your essay, and you can also use this video when you are giving each other feedback at the end of the week. So what you need to think about when you are writing an introduction. So your first sentence is important. This is the first sentence of the entire essay, so you should really tell the reader what this essay is about. What is your key topic, right? So obviously you have a title that will tell the reader something about it, but this is the introduction of the introduction, you could say. Right, so next, make sure you also include how you're going to structure your essay. So you'd say, in this essay, I'm going to first look at the film Whale Rider, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to show you this in a sec. You could also try to give the reader a bit of a taste for what you'll end up arguing. This is specific for essays that discuss a certain issue or where you're going to argue something. Because then the reader already knows where you're headed, right? So it will be easier to follow the argument. Don't make it too long. Introductions should be precise and short. It should be about 10% of your essay. Written an example of an introduction, and I based this on the same assignment that you're going to be writing, and I've chosen the film Whale Rider. In this essay, I will look at the film Whale Rider in order to analyze gender relations within Maori traditional culture. Firstly, I will give some background on Maori culture. Secondly, I will analyze gender relations in the film. And thirdly, I will discuss this with other sources on gender roles in Maori culture. Finally, I will argue that Whale Rider gives us important insights into the gender discrimination young Maori girls may face in traditional tribal communities. However, there is also evidence that Maori girls and women are achieving more and more power within their communities. Okay, so let's decipher this a bit. So these are the three things that I will be looking at when I'm assessing your introductions. It's the same thing, the same things that I want you guys to look at when you're giving feedback to each other. So first of all, we have the starting sentence. I lay out what I'm going to be doing in this essay. So I started with, in this essay, I will look at the film Whale Rider in order to, etc. So you obviously don't have to completely copy the structure, but make sure that you say what the key topic is, what you're going to write about, essentially. Right, so how are you going to structure your essay? Here I've been very clear. I'm saying, firstly, I will give some background on Maori culture. Secondly, I will analyze gender relations in the film. And thirdly, I will discuss this with other sources on gender roles in Maori culture. When you look at the marking criteria, I've laid out precisely what I want each paragraph to contain. So when you look at it, you'll find that these kind of match exactly those criteria. So I would try to do the same. Then in an argumentative essay or a discussion essay, it's good to give kind of a taste of what you're going to argue and or conclude with, right? Because if I already know where you're going to end up, it's going to be easier to follow your argument, right? Because if I have no idea where you're going to end up, I might kind of get distracted while reading the text, right? So it's good to have kind of a clear path. Right, so I've said here, so this is what I've done here, I'll explain. So first I've said Whale Rider gives us important insights, right? So I'm saying, okay, this is what I think the film does. Then I've added however, which is another way of saying on the other side, There is also evidence that Maori girls and women are achieving more and more power within their communities. So this I've sort of extracted from other sources. In your marking criteria, I'm using Whale Rider as an example, where I'm explaining why I'm saying this. So it's kind of, you don't have to end on a complete decisive statement, right? So you might kind of just end it with, Whale Rider gives us important insights into gender discrimination. However, you do show, usually in movies or TV shows or any kind of other narratives about social issues, there is a kind of argument going, right? So that's why I want you to look at other sources to see if there's other ways of looking at the issue, right? So last thing, some advice for you. So I think for most of you and probably most people, it kind of seems natural to start off writing your introduction. And of course, this is what you're going to be doing now. I think it's a good thing to start with an introduction because it kind of gets your mind going in the same way as writing a disposition, right? And where you want to go with your essay. But the important thing is to review your introduction at the end of the essay, right? So when you've written the essay, it's done, you're ready to hand it in, look at your introduction. Why is this? It's because, same as the disposition, we often end up writing a slightly different essay than we sort of intended to in the beginning, right? And this is because you might come across some new information after you've done some research, things like that. So it also gives you an opportunity to make sure that what you say in the introduction does match the rest of your essay, because that's quite important, right? That's why, I mean, the reason why I say you have to tell me how you're structuring your essay is because I want to know. And if you tell me that you're structuring your essay differently than you are doing, then that kind of gives an impression that you haven't really thought things through. Yeah, so there you go. Looking forward to reading your introductions. Good luck. Oh wait, I have a little gift. Are you ready? I am so ready. Yes, bye-bye.